Hello and welcome to part 2 of the Big Green Book, a multi-part crafting series. In this video, I will be rounding and backing the text block I made in the previous video. As you can see, I am finishing sewing the signatures together. Tidying up, making sure everything is where it needs to be. Making sure everything's snug and in place, giving it its final knot. Trimming any loose, long threads. And there we have it. The text block is now ready to be rounded and backed. I have to apply a thin bead of glue here to hold the outside signatures to the rest of the text block. That scrap piece of paper is there to mask off a neat, tidy line of glue. I will do the same to the other side. Here I have the book block spine side up in a press between two sacrificial pieces of chipboard, and I'm applying the first layer of glue. I'd like to thank my patrons, without whom this wouldn't be possible. Kelsey Woody, William Cimbello, Austin Heron, Ashley Fortier, Luke Hudson, Sad Larry 231, Renee Ondine, Joseph Engelhart, Eric Faber, Jacob Wilhelm, Lunaris Pathfinder, Cole Pajala, James Lambert, Alex Faber, Spring and Chloe Holtz Houston, Percival Calderwood, Nathaniel. I'm using a thick, acid-free PVA glue here. The thickness of the glue will actually present some problems moving on from this point. I'm making sure there's a thorough, even coating along all of these signatures. Here I am beginning the rounding process. Typically, one would roughly shape the spine by hand, rounding it out to near its final shape. Unfortunately, the thick PVA has already begun to set up, and a little extra force is called for. Here I am giving the back of the book its distinctive mushroom shape to accommodate the thickness of the covers. This is a mull. Mull is this sheer cotton mesh. It's used to reinforce the spine, and it forms a hinge, attaching the cover to the text block. Checking it for fit. Its exact length isn't critical. Double checking. Before the first layer of glue dries completely, I apply the mull. Because it's a loose woven mesh, glue can flow through it. My press needed some extra help, so I applied these clamps. You can see the glue is doing its job. It's held onto the little rubber caps there. They come off easy enough, though. Trimming the corners, giving it a rough 45-degree angle. Gets rid of unnecessary excess material. Now that the tapes are glued into their final position, I can trim them to their correct length. I have some rough craft paper here that I'm going to cover the spine with. very rough, so I'm squaring it off. Not strictly necessary, but like to keep things reasonably clean. Measuring the width of the spine and cutting it to shape. This helps further reinforce the spine of the book. The craft paper is thin enough to act as reinforcement, but flexible enough to not impede the book's opening. Using more of that thick PVA, here it is dry. When I'm crafting, I tend to get a sort of creative tunnel vision, and I have a bad habit of letting my space get a little cluttered. The self-consciousness of filming has actually done wonders for helping me keep my space clear. Here I'm beginning construction of the spine. Here are the covers. I roughly pre-cut them off camera. Just checking fit and alignment. I'm cutting them to their final width here. Making sure they match. Fanning away all of the chipboard particles. Checking the sizing and fit again. You can see the overhang is rather large. While I want an oversized lip like that, I might take it down a little more to compensate for the thickness of the leather. Here I am measuring the width of the spine backing. If you can sort of tell what I'm doing. Because the spine of the text block is curved, it's handy to take a flexible piece of paper and mark out the width that way. I take the full width that I've measured, subtract 1/8 of an inch, and that is the width of the spine. That should accommodate the hinge point. Just making sure both ends are roughly the same. Make sure everything's parallel. And I roughly round it to match the back here. A rough, dry fit. Now I can begin rough layout. I'm using this leather as covering. It's a goat leather, dyed green, hence the name of this video series. I'm leaving quite a bit of leather for fold over, as the cover panels are thicker than usual. I also like the wiggle room should any measurements need to change last minute. Thank you for watching. You can look forward to part 3 of this video series, where I will be working on the spine and covers of this book. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram or Facebook, and leave a comment below. If you're so inclined, you can join my Patreon, where you'll get early access to these videos as well as all sorts of other goodies.